All right. How's everybody doing? Hello and welcome to the Rat's Nest podcast. Talking a little funny, I got some echo. Let me think if I can fix this. All right, there we go. Now I don't have that echoing in my ear. Hello and welcome to the Rat's Nest podcast. I am James Hayden, your host and commentator. I hope to convert some of you sheeple to some open-eyed people. Easier said than done, because Lord knows you can't fix crazy. Pardon me. So tonight we're discussing, or moreover delivering, a diatribe on President-elect Joe Biden's immigration policy. Yeah, it scares me. It is like a dark and stormy night. So basically, you can go to joebiden.com/immigration/ hit your enter button and read along. I'm going to read word for word some of his published ideas. He has not updated them since he was claimed the winning candidate, so things may change. Who knows how much influence Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will come out on top. I will tell you guys this much. You can tell by my voice I don't really like our president and vice president, but I have the utmost respect for them. If they get there to January 20th and they do take office as president and vice president, though I won't like it, and I will often try to speak in a manner that changes their minds on a lot of their ideas, they're still my president and vice president. And with the investigation going on, I'll probably know that they were voted in fair and square. So, nonetheless, I try not to hate. I just try to disseminate. So, to understand Joe Biden's immigration policy, you go to www.joebiden.com/immigration/ hit enter. Page comes up. And the title of the page says, The Biden Plan for Securing Values as a Nation of Immigrants. Wrong, Joe. We are a nation built by immigrants, but we are not a nation of all immigrants. I was born here. You were born here. Did you forget the native peoples of North America? Hell, they are indigenous people. I guess indigenous people don't count either. Really? So, I guess what you're saying is the only people that count and the only values we're going to protect are those related to immigrants. And for some reason, I think I see that you're going to do this in a manner that's going to be favorable to illegal immigrants, over natural born, over naturalized, over legal citizens in general. So, I have to admit, the title of this page starts out real cringy. And when we look at that first paragraph, that very first sentence, it states, It is a moral failing and a national shame when a father and his baby daughter drown seeking our shores. So, what a profound first sentence to open up in an explanation of your immigration policy. President-elect, you suppose that a father and daughter drown on a consistent basis? Is that every day, every week, every month, every year? I do agree with President-elect. He says, and I quote, It is a moral failing and a national shame when a father and his daughter drown seeking our shores. It is the shame of the nation they are running from, not the United States. Oh my God, he states it as if every day tens of hundreds of human beings are drowning and washing up on the shores, mostly fathers and daughters. He takes an obscure, rare event and twists it into a horrible plague affecting the masses. He insinuates they drown because they are coming to the USA and are rejected by U.S. policy. No, they drown trying to escape their evil leaders, period. There is at no time any president that pushed a raft full of people back out to the ocean to drown to death. Our protocol is to retrieve them, feed them, and safely interview them to find out if they qualify for asylum or if we're sending them back to their nation of origin, which we usually provide safe transportation. Now, each day, hundreds of immigrants from all over our planet come here legally. They come here with visas, they pursue citizenship, and wish to join our culture in a supportive, sustaining manner that is safe for all of us. The more illegal immigrants we have, the less room for legal ones we have. In my own guesstimation, I would say that most legal immigrants are here as students. The others are those seeking a better life for their current families or looking for a better environment to start a new family. They usually arrive more prepared and more able to legally self-sustain in our society. Illegal aliens usually don't. What a horrible narrative for this horrible agenda. Father and daughter drowning on our shores. So now he almost purposely turns you off. He turned me off. I call this whole sentence a gaslit virtue shaming, and it's aimed at people with very little perceptive abilities. And that's just it. It's a false narrative designed for people of low intellect. As soon as any troubled humans come up on the radar or are reported, the U.S. Coast Guard, yes, the U.S. Coast Guard proudly sets out, even in hurricane force weather, to retrieve, to save all people, even those on a raft with their children. Nobody lets them drown. What you're saying right off the bat is horse crap, Mr. President-elect. So, here's how I'll put it. Dear President-elect Joe Biden, what the hey are you saying or doing? At your level of elderly cognition, please keep to crossword puzzles, slippers with socks on, and oatmeal breakfast. I don't think you're prepared for these kinds of decisions, and I don't think the country is prepared for your decisions. So, as we keep moving, this is a short show, 15 minutes, we're going to get into that second sentence. Now, the second sentence reads, when children are locked away in overcrowded detention centers and the government seeks to keep them there indefinitely. All right. First off, nobody seeks to keep them there. That is a complete and total gaslit virtue shame with no modesty for the apparent lie. The children that are in group foster care are actually in group foster care. They are not detention centers. That is a gaslit virtue shame right there. Joe, you're trying to falsely compare Republicans to Nazis. Because when you follow through, you insinuate this is due to Republicans. Shame on you. That should be a crime, defaming Republicans. Most of these laws were created by you and former President Obama. So children are in foster groups because their parents have committed crimes here in the USA and are either deported or sent to U.S. prisons, usually for murder, rape, assault, sex trafficking, drugs, thievery, general repetitive criminal mischief. Rather than leave their children to die or become sex slaves, we send them to a group center that educates them, feeds them, clothes them, and tries to provide them with foster families. No, and it's not perfect, and a good many of them feel definite heartbreak and tragedy. But we don't have them in detention centers, marching them around like it's some Nazi gulag. It's ridiculous what him and his team insinuate. So, as I stated, assault, drugs, and general criminal mischief, rather than leave their children to die or become sex slaves, we send them to group centers. As I just said, educate them, feed them, clothe them, and we try to provide them with foster families. Mr. President-elect, please knock off your crafty lies and contentious claims. If it is anyone's fault, it is the parents of these children for coming here illegally. Again, the law does right by them. Let's remember, part of this paradox is that the laws you are vilifying are in place because you, as former vice president, along with former President Barack Obama, made them and accepted them. So you're painting a picture of millions of foreign orphan children locked in little prison-type cells, just left all day to stare at the clock and do push-ups. You couldn't make a better narrative, can you? The highlight of their day is when they eat food with their orange prison jumpsuits on, probably begging the guards for cigarettes and alcohol. Well, since he's inventing a narrative, I thought I would embellish and add to it. I say if you're going to do something, go all the way. Well, I imagine in his narrative all kids over 7 have crack addictions, all the young girls are pregnant, and many have cancer. I mean, hell, if you're going to make crap up, Mr. President-elect, you might as well go for the big sale. Well, I'm running out of time. I've got 3 minutes left, and I want to discuss that third sentence. And it states, when our government argues over giving these children toothbrushes and soap, I think Hillary Clinton wrote that for them. It sounds so Hillary Clinton. Are you mother trucking serious? Prove to me where any orphaned or abandoned children were denied such items of hospitality. Please someone call in, write in, and tell when that actually happened. The lefties really believe it is okay to lie for a good cause. It is a malady that has expanded to mammoth proportions. Shows like The View are showcasing the best liars TV land has to offer. When will my fellow citizens wake up and realize the libtards are castrating liberty? They are castrating freedom. They are castrating our Constitution. We are headed to Chinese slavery. I truly believe, in my personal opinion, that's where Joe Biden is going to bring us, along with Kamala Harris, because we all know she's going to get him out of her way, one way or the other. Sorry for the over-redundancies of verbatim. I'm not going to go on reading his immigration plans. It is useless. Everything is based on a fake narrative that almost never happens. He wants to control the world with what-ifs, fake catastrophes, and manufactured reality. All this from the office in his basement. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry to have shortened it. There's not much sense in going on. I mean, it's really just one false narrative after the other meant to pull at your heartstrings and just get you to do what he says, darn it, because it's the right thing. We are being deceived and being duped by a real crafty liar. I don't know if he has dementia or he's actually a genius, but he scares me. So at this point, I'm going to take 3 seconds and say a little prayer. Amen. I hope you're all blessed.